Hi everyone, it's Marina here. And today I want to talk to you about how to be productive even when you are super tired and your brain is telling you to stop. At least this is what happened to me this past weekend because this time of the year, the end of the semesters, or in particular in December, because it's December with all the holidays and all the work that we need to do. In my case, grading exams, I teach two classes. One of them is a big class, and I like to mark my exams or to grade my exams. So this past weekend, I was doing that. And it came a point by, I don't know, copy number 45 of one of my classes that I suddenly realized that I was reading the same sentence 3 times and was still not able to focus on what the student was saying. It was clear that I was tired and I really should have stopped. But also in my head, it was a fact that I wanted to finish marking those exams. I wanted to keep the momentum. I wanted to have that done so I could switch to something else that also needed to be done. And I'm sure this happened to you too. So here is where we still want to be productive because we have a lot of things to do. And we feel that resting or taking a break or doing something else or stopping will mean not to be productive. But that's actually wrong because rest is part of productivity. Because you see, productivity for me is not work, work, work all the time. Productivity means to use your time strategically. If you need to stop so you don't make mistakes and you don't, add more stuff to do after, because what happens is whenever marking exams, particularly if you're marking a big class and you want to be consistent, which is my case, and suddenly, you always you make mistakes and then you have to go back and correct those mistakes after. Or in my case, I realized that one question could be answered in a different way, so I need to go back into the previous pile of exams that were already graded just to make sure that all the students are marked the same way. So all this requires focus. And if you are tired and you are forcing yourself to do that marking, doing a task that requires high focus when your energy is low, at the end, you're just gonna end doing more work, right? So that's why instead of forcing doing a high focus work whenever your energy is lower, what you have to do is to match the task with your level of energy. So for me, in order to match the task with my level of energy, I use a tier system breakdown. Tier 1 will be like a high energy task. So here I have tasks that require accuracy or precision, like grading exams or editing papers or writing, papers. Those are things that require high focus. So that's really premium brain time. Whenever my brain is really focused, I do those activities. If my brain is not at that level, I switch to tier 2, which is basically my brain still functional. I can do lighter focus activities, such as, for example, maybe do some calculations of grades. There are questions that are already marked and then I just need to calculate, or maybe I will do my planning for my time for the week, or my activities for the week, or maybe I will reply some emails. In this week in particular, I reply emails from the students that were talking about assignments because they don't require so high level of focus, or maybe even working on some answers, my rubric for some answers. So those are medium level focus tasks that I can do at that with my level of energy. Tier 3 is whenever my energy level is really, really low. And this is basically, I call this my maintenance level. So I'm still productive, right? I'm doing some tasks, but tasks that require really small seconds or minutes of focus, like a micro task. Like, for example, what I did this weekend was start organizing alphabetically some of the stuff that I had already marked. So it's easier for me to enter those grades after. Personally, I don't enter grades on the computer whenever my energy is low, especially if it's a big class, because otherwise I'm gonna make mistakes. But some people can do that, and that's okay. You need to know your body, you need to know your brain, where it is, the level of energy where you are. But the point is that I'm not trying to force my task to my task or the activity that I'm doing whenever if my level of energy is low, right? I'm trying to match the task with the level of energy and not the opposite. So it's super important to realize that. And also, it's even more important to realize when really you are totally burned that you actually need to stop. So we need to listen to your body, because in some situations, even level 3 is not possible. Even tier 3 is not possible, because your brain really, really needs to stop. Your body needs a break. And that's when you really have to stop your work, because again, the worst that you could do is to continue working and make mistakes. And at the end, you're going to have to do more work. So maybe for me, that means that I need to go for a little walk. I take the dogs out and I go for a walk, or maybe I just stop to have a tea or a coffee, just totally stop to do that. Or like I did this weekend, I stopped a few times to start doing my knitting, which is something that I love to do when I want to really relax and my brain really forgets about the whole world. When I'm knitting or crochet, I do that at that time. So this is really how I function. So I still productive, because again, productivity doesn't mean working all the time. It just means using your time strategically, using the time that where you match whether with the activity with your level of energy and not the opposite. All right, so I would love to hear how you guys do whenever your energy levels are low and you still want to be productive. Don't forget to please share that information with me in the comments. And also, please don't forget to like the video, share with other people, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, and see you soon.